The recent racial murder in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn has kicked up an uncomfortable reality that the racial cracks in New York City are really too glaring to be ignored. Tonight, Channel 2's Reggie Harris continues his special series of reports on New York in black and white. Reg is here now with a threat that's facing many blacks very close to home.
Carol, as you know, our series began yesterday with a look at some of the hidden history of black accomplishments and New York's long and rarely talked about racial troubles which date to the 1700s. It's likely that made some whites uncomfortable. Tonight, some blacks are likely to be uncomfortable with a frank discussion of violent crime in the black community and how that helps shape our views of each other.
You have the youth culture of blacks reinforcing the racism of whites, and it's just a reciprocal cycle that gets worse and worse.
The minute they see me, fear me, I'm the epitome of public enemy.
The white community never sees the saints, they always see the sinners.
The things that get the news stories written about are those things that have caused the most stress, the most agony, the most tragedy.
They're claiming I'm a criminal, but now I wonder how. Some people never know. The enemy could be the Frank Guardian. I'm now a hooligan.
The perception is that it's generalized to all blacks. This perception of being involved in criminal activity. The perception that all black males are involved in some kind of criminal activity.
Some say I'm negative, but they're not positive. What I got to give? The media says this.
New York's news media often feasts on crime stories, partly because crime sells papers and attracts viewers, and that's because we're all affected by violent crime. We're more concerned with the neighborhood purse snatching than the billion-dollar Wall Street ripoff, because those don't send us to the hospital. Blacks frequently feel victimized by news coverage of crime. The fact is, blacks are most often victimized by crime.
The overwhelming majority of street crime committed in New York, and I would say every major city in America, is by young blacks. That's not a matter of dispute, not a matter of opinion. It's a fact.
The fact is, there are no statistics on the race of those who commit violent crimes, only those who get arrested and convicted. Blacks are 24% of New York's people, but according to the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services, blacks represent at least 50% of arrests in every major category of violent crime, ranging from 54% of the rapes and other sex offenses to 67% of the robberies in New York City last year. Black crime is real, and African Americans are most often the victims, not whites.
Crimes are committed by whites against whites predominantly. Crimes are committed by blacks against blacks predominantly. And in their local neighborhoods, generally.
Are whites generally more afraid of blacks than...
It's unjustified. It shouldn't be so. But you know from your own personal experience that it's a fact.
Last year, in our first New York in black and white report, blacks repeatedly told us they can see and feel whites' fear.
A woman may clutch her bag a little tighter, or, a guy will tend to, give you that once-over,
Due to the fact that a lot of street crime is committed by blacks, that gives the blacks, like myself, who are trying to do more positive things, a negative stereotype. So that takes away from us, because that makes people think that all blacks are the same.
What a lot of whites have done is, because of fear of one group in the community, written everyone off. And whites who understand that we have to live in a multiracial society have to say that's not acceptable. None of that is acceptable. At the same time, blacks have to go right after the outlaw street culture that's terrorizing and destroying black communities, and put no toleration whatsoever on criminal behavior.
Admittedly, we have not talked about the many reasons for more black crime than white. Poverty is the main cause, but drug-infested neighborhoods, single-parent households, and the lack of opportunity and even hope for a better life are contributors. Despite the reasons, black crime is threatening, and African Americans are threatened most.
As a human being, I feel threatened, but as a black person, I have mixed feelings. It hurts me.
Not long ago, Police Commissioner Ben Ward was shouted down after he called black crime, and especially black-on-black crime, quote, our dirty little secret. Well, it's not a secret, and it should not be. It should be faced, and blacks are the only ones who can stop it. Recently, rap musicians got together to make a video asking their listeners to to stop the violence.
Self-destruction, yeah, for self-destruction. I never ever ran from the Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man.
The message is as plain as black and white.
Self-destruction.
The intent of New York in Black and White is to let us all learn more about each other. One insight into just how far we have to go came today when I was talking with a white lawyer. I told him blacks might be surprised to see how widespread black crime really is. His response was revealing. He believes many whites will be surprised to learn that all of New York's crime is not committed by blacks. Carol?
Provocative. Thanks, Reggie. Now, tomorrow you've got more for us as well.
Yes, we're going to look at how media portrays blacks and how those portrayals affect our viewpoints on race relations.